All right. Thank you for attending the How to Target Market to Teachers session. This session is for people who have a notary training program that they are marketing. I do believe that teachers are your absolute 100% best target audience for a couple of reasons. Number one, teachers are typically looking for additional streams of income. They are, taxed because not taxed physically, but just they're overburdened with expenses and they don't make very much. And in order to make their classrooms work, they have to supplement. And some of them have even just, said, you know what? I'm done with giving to the classroom. I've given to the classroom all that I can give. I just need extra money so my family and I can go on a vacation. I know somebody that told me that exact thing, and she's a teacher. So the thing is, they are looking for additional streams of income. They are super smart because, teaching other people is a skill in and of itself that everyone doesn't have. So they're already leaning towards your ideal member. You see what I'm saying? As being somebody who would be interested in joining a notary university. Trust me, that's not for everybody. Teachers, it's in their wheelhouse. That's the second reason. The third reason is a lot of them are having to make tough decisions on whether or not to stay in the classroom or not, and are looking for a viable way to transition out of the classroom. And becoming an entrepreneur is a part of that. Now, what does that look like to them? Maybe it is the loan signing opportunity. Maybe it's becoming a flower farmer. Maybe it's becoming an artist. I don't know. But this is one of the things that's going to be probably on the list of many things on their journey that they're going to explore. And if you just create a place for them to be able to do that exploration in a very affordable way, then you may actually help them achieve that goal. You're not going to be able to help everyone, but you have to understand where we are in society. We are in a place where everybody is seeking out information to try to help make their lives better. Okay. And by using and focusing in on teachers, it's a very easy to find, easy to identify demographic. And we know their problems, and being able to solve them is just, it's going to be up to us just putting this in front of them. Okay. And what do I mean by this? Back to the social media. You have to be where they are. They're on Facebook. They're on TikTok. Teachers, a lot of them are on Pinterest. Okay. So you need a different strategy when it comes to targeting a group specific like teachers. But where I would like for you to start is by what I call hacking an association, right? So anytime you're trying to target people, I don't care if it's plumbers or insurance brokers or real estate agents or whatever, they all tend to have an association to which they belong, most of them. And then there's this thing called an affiliate association that you can get. So how do I know this? Well, I joined the American Bar Association. What? You joined the American Bar Association? Yes, I joined the American Bar Association. Okay. I joined the American Bar Association and I am not an attorney. Okay. I went to one semester of law school. Okay. That's it. So how in the world did I join the American Bar Association? Well, I paid them the $115. That's all they wanted. Okay. So first and foremost, look for teacher associations. Okay. This is a national education association. And do we have any teachers in the call? Raise your hand if you're a teacher and you're on the call, and tell us if you guys have a membership directory that you're able to access from the associations that you belong to. Who do we have on the call that's a teacher? Educators? None? Okay, that's okay. That's cool. Long ago. Okay, that's cool. No problem. Bottom line is I did it. I hacked the attorneys association. So you can hack the, just fine. And then the thing is, look at your state associations. Your state may have a group, a teachers association. You're going to have to be creative with the search terms that you use. Bottom line is find your way into a membership directory. Okay. Find your way into a membership directory and then go hire a virtual assistant to get that database put together for you. Okay. Now you're not a long-term committing to this virtual assistant or anything like that. You just need them to sit one day and get, the list of teachers that you want from the association directory into a Google sheet of some sort, a database. Okay. What you also need to do is when you hack the association, you need to do it from an email that you just go make up to do this. Okay. Yes, it's somewhat, I don't know. It's borderline, sneakery, which it is, because you're using a different email, but oh well. Use a different email, go get into the association, pay the money, okay? Get the emails, get your assistant to get all the emails over into your database, right? Because you're not getting ready to spam these teachers. You're about to give these teachers something great. Like I said, they have 3 distinct issues. They're needing extra money. They're seeking additional income. Some of them are even thinking about coming outside of the classroom. And the other one was, oh, they're not issues always, but characteristics. They're super smart and this is perfect for their wheelhouse. So when we put this in front of them, it's almost going to be like, we're like, oh my gosh, how did you know that I needed this? So don't by any means think that you're going to get this, secret email. Corporations do this kind of stuff all the time. We as individual entrepreneurs sometimes feel bad about doing this kind of stuff, but this is just being strategic, okay? So if you're feeling some type of way, somebody's feeling that kind of way about this email, and that's why I'm talking about it this long, because otherwise I would have moved on by now. But anyway, get the dummy email, join an association, pay the money, get the virtual assistant to get the emails into your spreadsheet, okay? Send these teachers a free, for those of you guys who are already building your platform, which I know some of you are, okay? Send them the free access to your, whatever your free stuff is. Now, and I will say this, I did a coaching call the other day, and she might be on here. And her free class is bomb. Like, her free class is bomb. Like, when you sign up for her free class, you're going to stay there for a while because her free class is so bomb. It's like a full curriculum in and of itself. It's that much. And I was like, whoa, this is a lot. Like, this is your free stuff? You know what I'm saying? She's like, yeah, because then I got this and this and this and this and this. You see what I'm saying? So if you have some free, basic, state-specific notary program, that needs to be the thing that you send them for free. And I can guarantee you not one of those emails is going to call you a spammer. I guarantee you, because in your subject line, you're going to say, make additional money as a notary. How do I know this is going to work? My son wore my Notary Nerds hoodie to school this fall. It was cold, or cool when it was cool. And he said, Mom, the teachers were just like, what is this? Notary Nerds. And granted, I know you're not necessarily going to go out on your brand. I mean, your brand is going to be different from Notary Nerds, but this is my point. Once he told her what it was, she was interested immediately, almost to a point where I think he was like, at the next time, because they can't use their phones at school, as soon as he was waiting for car riders, he was texting me about this teacher wanting to know more about, how to become a notary. So when I tell you, and then I know other teachers who have expressed interest, but they just haven't taken action on it or whatever because they've been overworked or whatever. My point is this: if you have the like a notary basics, right? A notary basics training or something like that, and maybe you don't normally give this away for everybody. Maybe you normally do, and maybe you do a video saying this, hey, look, normally I don't give away my notary basics class, but I appreciate what you do so much as an educator in the public school system. And I want you to know how much I appreciate you. And I know you don't make enough. And I know this notary business, it's been good for me. It's helped me do A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. And I know it can help you. So I want you to have this free training, because that's my thank you as a citizen to you as a teacher. Here it is. They are not, the emails that you just were slick in getting, they're going to think you are a blessing to them. Okay. Because now you have solved a pain point that they didn't even know that they had, but you do know, because you're on this call, you know that they have the need to increase income. You know that they are pretty smart and would work really well as a notary public. Even they may not be aware of that at this point. Right. And that they have the, the additional need for the money. Okay. This is really what the entrepreneurship, something segueing out of the classroom. That's what it was, segueing out of the classroom. So here's the thing. When that email hits, even though you got it from this covert email, and the reason I want you to get it from a covert email is because I got caught up in the sauce, okay? I used my Orders at Complete Signings LLC to hack the ABA's association. I sent out a blast of emails to all of the attorneys. Okay. This is what an entrepreneur does. Okay. For lack of a better term, we let our balls hang. We do stuff and then we say, oops, ooh, shouldn't have done that. Right. When you're an entrepreneur, this is what you do. You try stuff and you see, you press and you see. Everybody's risk aversion is different, but the whole term high risk, high reward is not around for no reason, right? So I emailed all these attorneys. What did it get me? It got me a contract with a group of 10 divorce attorneys in in Williamson County, the richest county in Tennessee, one of the richest in the country. I did not get not one notarization request from them. They looked at my contract, made no edits, and signed it within 24 hours of submission. So they wanted me, but they just didn't know how to use me. I had 20 or so notaries on that discovery call with them to kind of understand how we could be of service to them. And they were just like we were ready, right? Okay. So when I tell you that you have to have sometimes the fortitude to be able to do stuff like this, you have to do that because high risk, high reward. Back to the story of me getting caught up in the sauce. So I sent out the blast and somebody reported me. 2 of them said, this is against the law. And you shouldn't do this. And I was like, oh, it's probably not a good idea to send attorneys unsolicited emails. But it's the entrepreneur in me. You got to be gangster sometimes if you want to try to find something out. It got me a contract with some attorneys. Okay. So this is the balancing act that you have to take when you're growing like a training program. If you're doing a training program, then you're going to have to make sometimes these kind of decisions like, let's do it. Okay. And you got to just move on from it. Right. So by you getting these emails with this dummy email, grabbing this database that you are not going to sit and create because you do not have the time, do not sit here and do this. Pay somebody the 75 or the 50 or whatever to get you X number of emails out of the association that you just hacked. Okay. Get the emails, put them in the spreadsheet. You keep moving forward with whatever else you're doing, outsource. Okay. You need to focus on this free thing that you're going to give them, which should be that notary, that state specific notary training. And you should tell them in a video, look, I don't normally give this away, but because you are an educator, because you're a teacher, I want to give this away for you. And that's what my email would say. And the subject would say free notary or how to, something, you put the word free in there. Another thing that you have to do, and write this down so you do not forget it. You have to use an emoticon in the subject line. I repeat, in the email that you send out to the teachers, you have to use an emoticon in the subject line. Because what you're going to do is get more opens when you do that. Okay? You're going to get way more opens when you do that. So definitely use an emoticon and the word free in the subject line. Don't have a whole sentence of stuff in the subject line. Oh my gosh, who wants a big long paragraph in the subject line? 3 or 4 words, people, okay? Not more than 4. It shouldn't really even be more than 4 for any reason. Come up with whatever you need to say in 4 words. These are teachers, they're overwhelmed, they're overworked, they do not need to be, okay? And the body of it is, I just want you to have this free course it's helped me. And you might want to send the video with the actual email. In other words, if you can figure out a way. Now, if you can't do a really decent video with a decent quality camera, decent lighting, decent background, decent audio, don't do a video. If you can do a video with decent audio, decent background, decent quality video, audio and video quality, don't do a video. Just write. First impressions are sometimes undoable. And if you come across a bad first impression on a video, you can't undo it. And so then that negative branding kind of stays attached to your core, whatever you're trying to give for free. They may or may not want it. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but you don't want to run that risk. Yes, Tiffany, your hand is up.
Well, I have a question. So if I have done like free notarizations for a school before through a principal, so you know how they need students that need those sports things notarized. So I set up shop one day at a school for one day and they came in and they paid for those notarizations, but some of those I did for free. So now would you suggest that reaching back out to that particular school to reach to the teacher database since I was able to help the students?
Yeah. Absolutely, because not only that, you just brought up a whole nother marketing opportunity. Like that was genius. Like that, establishing that relationship with that school to offer those services. Cause that's the thing, especially when school first starts, when you're getting all the permission slips and everyone knows how all that works, right? So
Yeah.
yeah, so for sure, I would absolutely reach out to them and, see, they're going to be real funny when you go that direction, asking for information about like people's emails, because it's a privacy issue. They don't want to be responsible sometimes for giving you their teacher's emails. So you may not get, a list or anything from them. I don't know how that will work. They may offer to send an email out include you in their newsletter to the teachers or something. They may put you on the bulletin board or whatever, but it's still worth a shot to call and see what kind of rekindling you could do with that, because that's amazing. And for everybody else that's listening,
Or either provide a flyer to them as well that this is being offered. It just say I'm in the air, I've done this for your school before, and I want to extend something to the teachers and make it more of making it like a teacher needs a notarization, but really it's a marketing tool to get them to call you to tell them what you have to offer.
I would do that. And if I would do that on a flyer, and here's the thing, you just brought me back to my PTA days. There's every teacher has a mailbox.
Yes. Oh, sure do. Yeah.
So all you really need to do is to find out the school's address. And then every school has a directory. Mm-hmm. This is bomb what we're talking about right now, because this is even better than the association way. Because right now let me show you. Because in the PTA, when we had to volunteer, we would have to sort the mail for the teachers, right? So what happens is, when I noticed when they send out the mail, they didn't send it to every single teacher as an individual. They just sent a whole bunch to the middle school. Yeah. You see? And what I did is just put one in every box, right? So that right there would be a great thing. So let's just say I wanted to go to my kids' school. Let's see here. Riverdale. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see. I don't know. Is it Riverdale? Yeah. Let me Google it. Riverdale High School. All right. Now, this is where the assistant comes in, right? Because you don't have the time, because you're already building up all these other things, right? So let's see here. Let me find where we would go to find the teachers. All right. We got academic departments, staff directory. Bam.
They usually list their emails in there. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Usually it's their email.
Those are your administrators, your support staff. Now, when it comes to marketing this notary thing, it's not specifically just teachers. Some of these support people are on their way out the door too. Okay. I mean, some of these administrative people, they're not as on their way out the door, because typically they're making a little bit more money than the teacher in the classroom, depending on how long the teacher's been in the classroom, right? So your teachers, though, that's who needs you the most. These are your target audience. This session is all about targeting teachers for your notary mentor program, for your school, for your training program, because they are the ideal, and they are the ideal candidate for one other reason I failed to mention. They have a paycheck coming every 2 weeks, or on the 15th and the 30th. Hello. They got a paycheck coming on the 15th and the 30th of every month, right? That's why they're there, that and the benefits. So one thing you can count on is that when they subscribe, if they find value in what you're offering, they're going to be able to afford it, right? And that's assuming you keep your monthly membership or whatever it's, that you're doing affordable. I do not encourage you to create a one-trick pony for them. You don't want to create a recording one time and sell it for $75 and let them figure it out. No. Teachers of all people understand the value of comprehensive, like a training, like you're there for them, like you're there to ask questions, or at least you provide them an opportunity to like on a live, maybe if you're even twice a month, to ask questions about the content, right? You want to almost white glove them. Like they go into these classrooms and they don't know what's going to happen, right? They got parents at them, they got administrators at them, they got the kids, they got a paycheck that's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and then they got all this other stuff that's going on. So you don't need to, you want to help them. Okay. You want to provide something that's going to help them, and you want to present yourself in every direction like that. So it might be good for you to offer a product that's $75. Woohoo! You made $75 times 200 people. Woohoo! But those people who you were supposed to help, yeah, they got it because they were excited because you answered their prayer. They were waiting on something, and they paid in excitement the $75, and they took the class, and they're looking around and they're like, what do I do? So you have to structure this in such a way that you keep the customer in mind, and you have to think about them when you're making things. So if they're busy because they work from 7 to 2 and they've got kids and they this, that, and the other, you need to have replays available, but you also need to make sure you have yourself available live to answer questions, right? So that they ultimately stay subscribed to your program. Speaking of which, so now that we see this example, right, you get your assistant, you give her 3 or 4 schools in your area, and you say, hey, I need you to sit down and get all of the teachers at Riverdale, all the teachers at so-and-so middle, so-and-so elementary, so-and-so. So you get me? Does everybody understand that? Let me look at y'all. Y'all are quiet. Let me see. Give me something. Let me know. A heart, something. Let me know that y'all are getting what I'm. Thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Heart. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, good. So that's the easy part. Go to the websites, get the emails. The email you send them is not going to be marked as spam because they're going to appreciate you for what? Providing a very meaty, flavorful, free notary course. And maybe, like I say, this is not the course that you offer to everybody, but you're doing it to them because they're teachers and they're special to you. Okay. And you want them to know that. So you're doing that for them for free. And that is why the emails that you just got on the low won't get reported as spam. Do y'all see that? Do y'all see how that works? All
Monica,
right.
I got a question for you about the email.
Yeah.
So you said set up a dummy email. So that dummy email, you know how you have to put a name in there for first and last name? What are
Yes.
you using for that name to reflect? Because when that name comes up, you have to put something so it
You
really
do.
doesn't go to spam. So what are we using
Um,
for the actual first and last name?
I would probably, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. I don't know. I guess Sarah Smith. I don't know. Make up a name, or if you want to use your name, or Jane Doe. I don't know. All I want in the hacking case, I want you to dummyfy your email. But in this case, you don't even need to worry about it. So if you want to just wait and not do the association thing right now, that's even better because you could just do this way, and it's actually, because here's the thing, like the real estate agents, not all real estate licensees join the Realty Association, join the National Association of Realtors. So I'm sure that with the National Education Association, it's the same. So even if you got a membership database from there, which would be excellent, you're still not getting necessarily those teachers right there in your backyard like you would be if you go to your local middle schools, high schools, and elementary schools. So I guess I would say flip the focus and then focus on those. And that way you don't even have to worry about creating that dummy email right away, because that will keep you busy in as far as you'll get the numbers you need, because that's like the emails. I mean, those are the people in your community. Excuse me.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Cool, cool, cool. All right. Any more questions?
I have a question, Monica. So you just answered the question about the dummy email because I missed that part in the beginning. But for me, I'm not in the school system anymore, but I'm known in the local schools because I was a teacher, a guidance counselor in the school system. So if I'm going to put a video in my emails in my marketing and I'm already known, it should come from me. So like my name or an alias under Google Workspace or something. I can use my support email from, for the notary school or something like that, correct?
Right. You should come, since you already have a relationship with the school system, Janae, it should come from you. It should have your first and last name, because, and that's another thing. They did a study, and I was listening to this podcast, that if your email's is from a businessy name, the open rate goes down. But if it's from a real person's first name and last name, then the open rates go up. And especially since you would be getting emails from people who actually you would probably have worked with or worked, in the past, then you want it to be from you. And then you want, actually, your videos are so good, you would want to really tell a really long but short story in a short time of your journey of what you've done, what the notary space has done for you. and then make that offer of that free, and it's gonna, girl, when I tell you, they're gonna get the free course. You're gonna get, well, a whole bunch of emails, okay, from doing that. But then what you're also gonna have is a steady, once they're in, they're gonna be in, right? Because being able to understand the notary stuff is one thing, but then they're gonna have to take that and develop that into a business, and that's where you want to take them on your platform.
Got it. And then don't forget about the colleges as well, because I have several like college administrators that I've worked with when I was in college who have reached out to me about, oh, I'm getting ready to retire. I would love to know more about the notary training. So definitely don't forget about your local community colleges and your local public schools.
Y'all just turned this thing between Tiffany and Janae, y'all. They just turned this little session into a firecracker. Okay, why did they do that?
Daycares, even daycares too, because daycares close and they go out. They be out on COVID and they close the daycare for a period of time.
Here's what I
Charter
like.
schools.
Here's what I like about all of these ideas, but this is what I want us to make sure we do though. I want to focus on academe. Why do I want to focus on academia? Why do I want to focus on that? Why do you think I want to focus on academia?
I believe you had taught us it's because they have the skill sets to accomplish what we need to do as a notary with the error rate being very low, etc.
Correct. For a whole bunch of reasons. The first reason is you own a school, okay? And you own a school, so guess what? You need people who like to learn, okay? Teachers typically are lifelong learners. They're just naturally, oh, I love this, and oh, and they can teach it and they can learn it and da, right? So that's number one, okay? Number two is the, oh my gosh, it was just on the tip of my tongue. The fact of what Cora just said. I am, and I've been saying this for a year, training the trainers. Notary Nerds University is not a typical training program. The people who are at Notary Nerds University will be the thought leaders in the notary industry moving forward. I consider this a train the trainer environment. That having been said, I'm setting you up for a signing service that you don't even want, right? How am I doing that? I'm helping you to create a school that's attracting people who like to learn and who like to do things right. You're going to have a pool of talent here in about 18 months of people who like to learn and who like to do things right, right? So when the next whatever happens and there's more loan signings available, now you've got $5,000 or $10,000 coming in every month. Now you can do a decent marketing campaign to the title companies in your local community. And guess what you can tell them? You can go take these people to Ruth's Chris and all this now, because you've got a university that's been putting out $10,000 a month. Now you can step in like a big dog when you talk to the title company owner instead of going in trying to do a pop by and leaving donuts for the secretary. Okay, that's what your training program is going to do. And then at the time when you're going and doing all this marketing, now you've got a group, a Facebook group, or you've got a membership database with 200 or 300 or 400 people who do what? Read and follow instructions. Okay. So now you can talk to the title company about, excuse me, sir, you have this what problem? No, you don't have that problem anymore. Let me have a discovery call. I'd like to introduce you to a few dozen notaries on my team. Now you just created a signing service. Now you have one of two options. Now you can get those notaries to, you can be responsible for the handling of documents and this, that, and the third, and all of that comes with that, emailing and signing documents and then, okay? You can do that, or you can just put these notaries in a network, okay? And allow these different title companies and whatever to access this network, and they choose the notaries they want. So you don't have to deal with the docs and all of that, right? But that notary has to pay to be able to access that network, and she can't or he can't get in that network until they've done what? Passed all of your assessments at your what? Training program. Did y'all see me do that just now? Okay. So it's a train to trainer environment. So this, even though it's a small stepping stone, it seems very insignificant. Seems like, oh, she's just teaching us to target teachers. The other piece to that marketing is when you do go to those title companies and you do start to market these notaries and you're able to say that 80 or 90% of them are actually educators themselves that are looking for other opportunities to come out of the classroom and are going to make sure that every signing is done right every single time. How hard of a time do you think that title company is going to have in switching over to utilizing the notaries out of your pool? How difficult will that be? How difficult will it be to win them over? You're going to knock people out of first position. There's notaries out there right now that hold first position at a lot of title companies because they have earned that right. They have worked their way up and proven themselves to be excellent notaries, right? Well, as a CEO, they've done that from the bottom up. They've started with the receptionist and come up. When you have a training program now that's putting out 10 grand, you don't need to do that. Now, all you need to do is find out who owns the title company and see if they'd be open to lunch. And you're going to get a lot of no's, but you're going to get some yeses, right? You need to start from the top down, right? There's a bottom up philosophy, and I'm so good at the bottom, honey. I know how to come from the bottom. Okay. The bottom, if you know how to come from a bottom up in anything, let me tell you one thing, you are never going to be without, because you're going to always figure it out. But sometimes you have to change your mindset and come from the top. Don't always feel like you got to work your way up through the receptionist. No, what's going to happen is the confidence in your finances are going to increase with this training program that you're developing. You're going to have that ability to confidently go after the CEO, because you're in fact a CEO, and you might be making, your numbers might be knocking doors with their numbers when it gets done. Okay. So you shouldn't have any problem at that point walking in and saying, hey, let's do lunch. You know, I got some notaries, you got a title company, let's see what we can do. My tree, where you want to go? You know what I mean? There is where everything begins. Okay. All right. Any questions? You guys are awesome. Scale of 1 to 10. 10, I learned a lot. 0, I learned absolutely nothing. Let me know what we got. 10s, 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 10s. The next session is going to be in a little bit, and it's going to be about creating a free marketing funnel for everybody who registered for this class. Everybody will get a replay, access to the replay next week. I really appreciate you guys. I absolutely love these little sessions. We're going to have to keep it going, and I'll talk to y'all later. Talk to you soon.